Hi everybody, welcome. It's Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Time for Stampin' with Denise. Welcome. Going to pull this up on my iPad. Boy, do I have some stories to share. I wasn't here last week because I'd gone out of town for the weekend. And I missed y'all. This past week, I'm going to tell you, has been something. What was it? We got home Monday late. Wednesday, we had no internet. Thursday, we had no power for a little over 12 hours. And then Saturday, ended up having to take my laptop in for service because something happened to the screen. I don't know. So I'm working on my iPad and my iPhone, so hopefully we'll get this all working. Let me see. I don't know if I can share this like I can on my... I don't think I do. I can. So I guess what we'll do is go ahead here, get started. And I sure missed y'all last week. I had fun. I went home to Kansas City to see some family and had a nice time. Actually, traveling on the airplane wasn't too bad. We flew Southwest, and it was nice because they had the middle seats. They weren't booking those. So my husband and I sat in a row by ourselves. It was kind of nice not to be in there like in a sardine, you know. Kind of nice. So if you remember 2 weeks ago, I was working with the pretty gold, and I know you're going to ask me the name, the specialty designer series paper and the gold hoops, and I made this card right here. Remember, if you share my video and comment shared, you get a chance to win. And so the winner from this week's video was Barbara Smith. So Barbara, I'm going to let you choose which card you'd like, if you'd like the green one or the one with all the greenery or the one with the flowers. Let me know and I will get that sent out to you. And those are just so cute. I like those quite a bit. I'm going to have to make a few more. Those gold rings come 10 to a package. They're really, really nice. And I can't see any comments on my iPad, so if you're saying something, I'm sorry. It is what it is. Hopefully, I got notification today that Apple received my computer and they were working on it. I'm hoping to have it back by Friday, but we'll keep our fingers crossed. So, I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and put the phone up in the holder, and I will get started. Hang on. And I don't know if you all realized or not, but as demonstrators, we were able to order from the new holiday catalog, believe it or not. Yep, and that is a little early. Stampin' Up! Has changed. We used to, as demonstrators, order from the holiday catalog in August, and then customers could order in September. Well, starting this year, they've kind of changed the dates on the catalogs, so customers will be able to begin ordering from the holiday catalog in August. So yay! So anyway, I put in a small order, and I thought real quick I'd just show you some of the paper that they've got in this catalog. I'm kind of loving it. So this one's called Plaid Tidings, and I see so many possibilities for the holiday season. Great for making some masculine cards. Look at that. Yes, yay. That makes me happy. Kind of plaids do all the work, or the designer series paper do. This is called 'Tis the Season, and I think it has 12 different designs, or 10. I had them all laid out, but there's 48 sheets here. Let's see, I kind of organized them. So I think there's some great papers in here. I like those bells. I think there's 4 for each pattern, I counted. So really, really pretty. The coordinating colors for this are black, basic black, cherry cobbler, garden green, real red, shaded spruce, whisper white. So anyway, let me see a couple others I'm going to show you. This paper is 12 by 12. It's called Snowflake Splendor. And look at this. My husband laughs at me. I hate snow and cold weather, but I kind of like snowmen and snowflakes. So look at this pretty paper. I think it's just gorgeous. Lots of blues and soft greens. There's some pretty embellishments in there too, so I know it's kind of a tease. Let's see, the colors in here are Balmy Blue, Coastal Cabana, Highland Heather, Misty Moonlight, Night of Navy, Pacific Point, Pool Party, and Whisper White. Oh yes. And to go with that sweet, look at the glimmer paper in Balmy Blue. Look at that. I don't know if there's too much glare or not. Let me see. It's the problem with using my iPad. I'm like a whole minute behind. Ugh. I ordered some embossing powder, and the container broke, so everything's got embossed over it. So look at that Balmy Blue glimmer paper. Isn't that gorgeous? How many pieces are in there? Just two? I guess there's just two in there. It's weird they put it between on either side of the cardboard. But anyway, there we go. Isn't that pretty? Ooh. So I'm looking forward to using that. No. Okay, well, let's get started. Tonight we are going to keep it kind of happy. We're in summery, and I have this really cute card here using primarily the Basket of Blooms stamp set. Now, it doesn't come with any sentiment, so the sentiment I used was from Lovely You, which I talked about it last time because I used it on the last cards, but I love the font, so I pulled it out. But Basket of Blooms, such a cute set, and there's so much you can do with it. So I made this cute little flower basket card. So I'll show you. It really was pretty easy how I put it together. First of all, the base is Night of Navy. It's 8.5 by 5.5, and it's folded in half. Okay. Then my mat is Seaside Spray, and it's 5.25 by 4, and I used the Tasteful Textile embossing folder, and I don't know if you can tell. I've used it before in other cards. I like it because it's subtle and it just gives it a little bit more dimension. So that's why I decided to use that. I'm not going to glue it on yet because I want to make sure I get my edge there perfectly, and if I do this first, then I can always trim it down if I have to. Then I used some of this Designer Series paper. It's called Playing with Patterns. It's got some really bright and vibrant colors and patterns in it. I really like this. So I used this piece with the multicolor circles on it, and I cut it down to 1.25 by 5, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and glue this on. So what I did was 1.25 by 5, and then to cut this angle, this is, going down here to here, that's 1 inch. So I just measured in from this edge to here 1 inch, and then cut right along that. I know sometimes it's kind of hard to get the right angle, so I want to be sure. So that's why I decided to make sure I knew what that measurement was. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. Okay, I'm going to get it as close as I can. There we go. Really, you could use any, a lot of the papers in here. I don't know, I was just kind of in the mood for a blue card. I want to make sure, yeah, see, I did well because I can't see the light blue So I got it right up to the edge, so that's good. Okay, now we're gonna do some stamping. I've got to get the little mat out that we're gonna use. I've got some scraps here. Okay, so I'm going to stamp my basket with soft suede, okay? We'll start there. Looks like it's pretty well. And most of this is going to be fussy cut. So, you know, this is going to appeal to some people and some people it won't. Some people don't like to fussy cut, some people do. You know, I kind of, you know, I have to be in the mood, but I was okay doing these. These weren't too bad. So now I'm going to go ahead and stamp some of my flowers. And for that I'm using basic gray. And I decided to use the basic gray instead of the Memento black just because it wasn't quite as stark, okay? It wasn't quite as... And, okay, we're going to come back to that. And then we're going to go ahead and use, that's all we need with that one, the basic gray to stamp some of the foliage. I've got some other leaves and another flower bloom there. And we're going to actually stamp 2 of these on here, okay? And don't worry, I already have some colored and stamped, so you're not going to have to, or colored and cut out, you're not going to have to watch me color all of these and cut them out. But I was just going to show you, I like to put them on one stamp, you know, one block, and do them all at one time. It's so much easier that way. So that was with basic gray. So what I would do then is go ahead and color them in. Remember, our blends do bleed through a little bit, so we have to be careful. I'm going to get a piece of scratch paper. The one thing I am going to color and cut out here live for you is the basket. So I'm using the Crumb Cake blends, and I'm starting with the light one. I'm just going to use the thick edge because this is not that detailed. And again, I'm going to be cutting it out. So if I go over the edge, that's okay. I can just make sure I cut it off. This actually goes pretty quick here. Okay, that's the light crumb cake. Then I went back with the dark one and just kind of did some highlights, you know, along some of the lines that they had already put in the on the basket. So I did some of these uprights. There's really no right or wrong, it's just whatever you feel like. There we go, that's good enough. I don't need too much. Okay, so then one of these flowers I cut out with the Daffodil Delight. This is the light. That's this one here. Okay, and then I also did this flower here, both of them in the Daffodil Delight. So, you know, I did both of those. Again, I'm not going to have you watch me color them all in because I've already got them colored and cut. And then I use the dark pumpkin pie for the center of the yellow flowers. There you go. Now the other flowers that are part of this, I used the light Seaside spray. I'm going to use the big end again. So I love this shade. So anyway, that one Okay, you get it. And the same thing with this one here. I'm not going to do them all because I haven't done. And then the center of all of the blue flowers, I again used the light Daffodil Delight. Okay. So that's how they got colored. And all of the green that I used for my greenery is the light Old Olive, okay? So nothing special. I just kind of, you know, colored them. You know, nothing too fancy. Again, you're going to be cutting them out, so if you go over the line, you can just kind of cut it out. So just kind of like that. And the same thing with the big one. So there you go, you get the idea. Now I don't know if you realize, but these flowers right here coordinate with the small blooms punch. It's available in the current catalog, but it also was something you could get during celebration. So that's why I positioned these stamps the way I did on this piece of paper, was so that I could punch them right out just like that, okay? Again, though, they wouldn't have been terribly hard to cut out, but there you go. Then that just leaves me a couple of other things to cut out. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out my basket real quick. Hang tight here. Did everybody have a good 4th of July holiday? I'd love to hear what y'all did. Like I said, I went back home to Kansas City to see family. Made a quick trip. It's never long enough, but it was sure nice to catch up with my cousins. I visited my great aunt. I couldn't go in her assisted living facility because I had traveled on an airplane, but that's okay. It was not unbearably hot and humid, so we had a nice, comfortable visit outside. So that was nice. So I really like this little set, and I hadn't put any ink on it, and I'm like, I have got to use that. There we go. Put that over there like that. And let me bring all my other goodies in here that I see I've already got done. I don't know, I may or may not use all of these, but we'll see. We'll go through. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put some mini dimensionals on the back here because it will sit up a little bit. And I'll tell you, I'm going to use, you've seen my little, I don't know, I call them tweezers. They're not really, I guess maybe they are. But it'll make it easy to help me place this, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to start with these two bigger ones, and I'm going to end up having to cut these ends off anyway, so I'm not going to put any glue on them so I can cut them off, but I want to get them kind of placed where they go. Okay, I'm going to put one about like that. Yeah, that'll work good. You can see how it makes it easy to pick that up and see where it's gonna go. Put this one like that. Let's see, hopefully that'll work. Yep, I've got them all the greenery in the basket. Good. I hate when I put something like this down and then I can't get it to look like it's inside the basket and it's outside. Yeah. So I just cut those ends off, and there you go. Okay, now we've got a couple of these little flowers on the stems. If you see that one, I've kind of put that on next. And I know that when I did this before, I put it up too high. So this time I'm going to make sure I put it down a little bit lower. Because I put it up so high, my basket had to go up. Oops, I got a little glue. A little bit too much glue on that. Let me wipe some of that off. There we go. Okay. Next thing I think I'm gonna do, I've got this little blue flower here. I think I'm gonna put it on a dimensional. Kind of pop it up here in the back. You know, it's kind of building it. There's no right, there's no wrong. It just is what it is. Let's see, that'll go there. Where we're at. Okay. I know I want to put one of these so it looks like it's hanging over the edge of the basket. So I think that what I'm going to do is put a little bit of glue. Whoops, right on the back of that. Right like that. Like I've said it before, the great thing about foliage and flowers and stuff is there's not a whole lot of right or wrongs, because they can pretty much, you know, come in any color and shape, size. There we go. Okay. Then let me see. I think I'm going to have the other flower attached on the back on that side. What I'll do is I'll put a little bit right here. It's funny, when I was putting that basket together, I put this flower, the glue on the back of it. I'm like, well, that didn't help me very much. Let's see. There we go. Kind of sticking out like that. I mean, push it down. There we are. That's good. See, now I can put that kind of like that. Then I still have these flowers here. Okay, I think that what I might do, I'll go ahead and take the back off these dimensionals and go ahead and attach it down. Like I said, I may or may not use all of this, but because everyone's a little bit different. Oh, come on. I was trying to get stuck in the glue there. Okay, so let's stick this right. Yeah, see, now this one, this time I should have put it a little higher up. But whatever. Again, flowers do their own thing. Okay, I've got this one here. I think we're going to put just a little bit of glue right there. Put that on there. Put this a little bit of glue right here. Doesn't take a lot of that Tombow. It's really nice. Let's see. Let's cover that stem up. Let's put that there. Who wouldn't like to get a basket of flowers? And this one, I think I'll stick it back there, right under that. That looks good. See, everyone turns out just a little bit different. Oops. Just right like that. There we are. Let's see, I could put another one of these in if I wanted to. Let's see. Yeah, why not? A little bit of glue on the back of that, and I'll just fill that out. Beautiful. Okay, there we go. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and attach this to the base too. Again, I made this and then I decided what I was going to use for my base, and for me the I don't know, it just screamed night and navy that this one was good for a, you know, needed a dark base. So usually I put this on before I put on my other things, but sometimes you have to alter the way you put it all together. And two, you know what, I also need, since it's a dark base, I need a piece for the inside, because you won't be able to stamp or write or stamp or anything. Now, I don't usually put anything on the inside of my cards until I'm ready to use them. Because, you know, this one, especially with this sentiment, just because, could be for so many reasons. It could be just because you're thinking about someone. It could be just because they are going through a rough spot. It could be a whole lot of reasons. So I tend to not put anything on the inside until I'm ready to use it. Okay, so now I've got Night and Navy ink, because I needed something that was going to show up on those dots. And I've got Just Because, and I just took a little piece of scrap paper, and it worked out perfect because that fit right there. Okay, let me put that over there. And I'm going to use my little guillotine cutter here, at least for this, to cut off the bottom and the top. And I'm not measuring this, I just pretty much, I'm just cutting right at the base of the sentiment and right at the top of it, like that. And then I'm just going to trim this. I'm trimming it down pretty close, and you know, I'm not using any special measurements. It is a little crooked, but oh well, it's handmade. There, that's a little better. That's a little better. Okay. Again, put a little glue on the back of that. We're almost done, you guys. It's got this, a little bit of ribbon. I'm just going to spread that glue out there. A little ribbon and some embellishments, and we will be done. And I kind of put the end of this under the basket to hide it there. Whoops. You know what? But this basket's in a different place. So what I think I'm going to do is cut the corner of this off a little bit. Let's see if it fits better now. I bet it will. And I don't even think we'll... perfect. Look at that. Okay. There we go. Yay. Now, I used some ribbon, this night and navy ribbon. I think this is like 1/8 of an inch. Yep. It's from the Playing with Patterns ribbon pack. There's 3 different ribbons in there. There's this one, and I don't remember what else comes with it, but they all coordinate with the designer series paper that I showed you earlier that I'm using on the card. And so I just am making a little bow, nothing fancy. You can make it as big or as small as you want. So I'm going to cut this off. I tend to not cut it off from the spool of ribbon until I've got it the size I want it. It helps me waste a little less ribbon. Okay, I'm going to use a glue dot here. I'm going to pull this off, but I think I'm going to kind of bunch it up a little bit. I'm going to stick it right on the back of here. It's right there. Put it on the, I'm going to put this one down here a little bit lower. There we go. And then I have these really pretty embellishments. They're called Elegant Faceted Gems. I think that they coordinate with the Peony suite of products, but I just think they're so pretty. There's clear, there's this pink, I think that's puddle pink, and then the white ones. And so I'm going to put the white ones on here. Oh, let's see. Let's put a bigger one kind of down here like I did. And a couple smaller ones. Maybe I'll put a smaller one and a bigger one. Like there, and you know what, I'll go ahead and use a bigger one. And put this one right here. There we go. Kind of sprinkle those on. And look at that. Who would not like to get a card like that? So please, if you like my video, like what you see, share my video and comment, share down below in the comments, and I might be sending you this card next week, okay? So again, thank you so much, and I will see you next Monday evening at 8 o'clock Eastern for Stamping with Denise. Thank you guys. Bye now.